This is the Leitmotif and Movement Podcast, a father and son's journey into the vast worlds of music. I'm your host, Mike Ficklin, and joining me on this epic musical journey is my son,
Michael Ficklin.
This show is dedicated to the discussion of music and introducing Michael to music from the past and present. We discuss music mainly from the genres of rock, hard rock, and heavy metal. We also from time to time dive into film and video game scores, and we sprinkle in some surprises along the way. Michael, what have you been listening to this week?
So, I listened to a couple of the Coheed records. To be Pacific, give me 1 second. It's their second record and third record.
So you listened to In Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth 3 and the first Good Apollo record.
Yes.
And your verdict on those?
I loved it. Also, I listened to the assignments, of course. One thing about me listening to those Coheed records, it just made me want to pick up my guitar again.
Oh yeah? Any particular favorite songs or songs that made you want to pick up the guitar?
And Keeping Secrets.
Yeah, dude. That song absolutely rocks. When I decided to pick up a guitar again, that was actually the first song I decided I wanted to listen. Not so much from the standpoint of trying to learn the lead parts, but more the rhythm parts. It's a lot of song and it's a lot of guitar, but it's so worth it when you start getting those parts down.
Yeah, when I was trying to pick up the guitar again, you had me start on that song a couple of months ago.
Yeah, we probably should get back to that.
Yes, we should.
Any particular favorite songs off of Good Apollo?
Even though How Dark Welcome Home is, that's probably my favorite.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The lyrics to that song are way dark. The story is way dark. But that song kicks so much ass. Anything else you've been listening to?
No.
All right. Well, for me, I have been listening to a whole bunch of stuff here. So I'll kind of give the Cliff Notes version on all of this stuff. I finished up my journey with Atlantis Chronicles. I listened to Nira Alive, and Hybris, and just like with their earlier stuff, I walked away thoroughly impressed. Their guitar work is amazing. I was consistently blown away in my journey with them about how consistently good the guitar work is, how complex their music writing is. Outstanding stuff. I also listened to a record from a band called Aviations titled A Declaration of Sound. This was my first time listening to a record from this Boston, Massachusetts progressive metal band. I really dug what I heard. This was the band's first full release. It kind of reminds me a bit of Periphery. Outstanding musicianship abound. My personal favorite track from the record is titled Intense. It features a very cool jazzy breakdown. I'm very much looking forward to hearing more from these guys. I think you would like this record, Michael.
I may have to give them a shot.
You definitely need to, and then you need to report back. I'm curious what you think.
Okay.
I also listened to My Chemical Romance's 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge Deluxe Edition. This is a 20th anniversary version of the band's breakthrough second album. Not only does it feature remixed tracks, but also features 4 live tracks. The new mix gives the album a lot more punch than the original had. Gerard Way's vocals have been cleaned up. The drums sound so much better on this re-release. I feel like this is the superior mix of the album, which is high praise for me, as I feel like most remix albums just don't tend to get it right. If it's been a while since you listened to this record, it's well worth giving this a shot. I thoroughly enjoyed my revisit. Songs like Helena, The Ghost of You, Thank You for the Venom, and others greatly benefit from the new mix. The 4 live songs are just okay. I don't feel like they do any justice to Gerard's vocals. They sound very rough. On the whole, though, the remix of the album is absolutely worth the listen.
Yeah, I need to listen to that.
Yeah, the rest of the way through, It's a really good record. It's a fun record. I also listened to the Deer Hunters' new EP titled North American. This release came as a complete surprise, but a welcome one. This is a really fun listen. Musically, I hear a classic rock influence out of this. The opening track, Magic Beans, has this digitized speaking at the beginning, along with some very 80s sounding keyboard synth work. The highlights of the EP for me are Slammin' Salmon and Classic Rock. Slammin' Salmon in particular features a killer jazz closing that is so satisfying. I did see on Reddit that frontman Casey Crescenzo has stated that the sound of this EP is in no way indicative of the future sound of the band. Even if it was a sign of things to come, this is one hell of an evolution. I also listened to the new record from Catatonia titled Nightmares as Extensions of the Waking State. The Swedish prog metalers are back with their 13th album, and as can be expected, this is a collection of really moody and melancholic songs that continue to follow in the same vein of previous works going back to 2009's Night is the New Day. However, we do have 2 new guitarists in the band, Nico Elgstrand, ex-Entombed AD, and Sebastian Svaland from Letters from the Colony, ex-In Mourning. After a rather ugly split with founding member Anders Nystrom, I have to admit that this took a minute for me to get into. There's some really good songs on the record, such as the opener Thrice, The Liquid Eye, and Wind of No Change. There are also some misses on here, such as the guitarless synth pop song Efter Solen. This is not a bad album, but it also, in my mind, doesn't cover any new ground either. It's an average album that will probably fall somewhere in the middle of Catatonia fans' list of favorite records. I also listened to the new A through Z record titled A to Z Squared. I have absolutely no idea how the hell this release completely slipped by me without me knowing about it. This is the second album from the group, named after vocalist Ray Alder from Fates Warning and drummer Mark Zonder, formerly of Fates Warning. The album opens up with a blistering opening track titled Fire Away that features a killer guitar solo. In fact, the entire album is chock full of outstanding guitar work. Zonder's drumming is a huge highlight on this as well, showing off the chops that made him such a hugely influential drummer among the prog crowd. A through Z is an all-star group done right. This album is fantastic, and it gets my recommendation of the week. I also checked out the new record from HalfEarth titled Waving at the Sky. This is the second release from the Oslo, Norway prog rock outfit. Much like the first record, this is a concept album, and it picks up where their first album, The Approbation, left off. It continues the story of the bleak soul in the cabin. This was an amazing listen. It kind of feels to me like a combination of Opeth and Haken in all the right ways. And what do you know? Haken vocalist Ross Jennings does a guest spot on the track The Malevolent. There's a lot of depth and complexity to their songwriting. This album takes you on a musical journey that leaves you wanting more. And last, I checked out the new record from Fallujah titled Xenotaph. This is the 6th album from the technical progressive death metal band from California. Fallujah continues to hone its sound on this release. Face-melting guitar work, absolutely thundering drums, blood-curdling screams, and mellow, jazzy sections, complete with clean vocals, all come together to form a complex and beautiful record. Some personal favorites of mine are The Crystalline Veil and the incredible Step Through the Portal and Breathe. This album also received a recommendation of the week honor from me.
Another one?
Yes, sir. 2 in this week. Michael, do you have anything else before we move on?
Nope.
All right. So we will move on to our next segment. This is the Art of Discovery, wherein we take a listen to some unsigned bands or bands that we don't feel like are getting enough love. We've got a phenomenal selection of songs for you for this episode. We're going to start out with a melodic metalcore band out of Tokyo, Japan, named Date Back to Dawn, and this is their song, Stay Alive. And once again, that was Date Back to Dawn with their track Stay Alive. It comes from their album Reminiscence, and you can purchase their music from the Sleazy Rider Records website at sleazyrider.com. Michael, what did you think about that?
It was amazing.
Right?
I think that's going to get my recommendation.
That's amazing. If you like this, you really should listen to the rest of the record. It's phenomenal.
It had me headbanging.
Yes, sir.
Good
Not
job.
bad for our first featured Japanese band, right?
Yes. Even better.
Yes, sir. All right. Our next track comes from a post-hardcore grunge band out of Long Island, New York. This is HalfEarth with their song On a Hiding to Nothing. And once again, that was HalfEarth with their song On a Hiding to Nothing. And that comes from their On a Hiding to Nothing EP. You can purchase their music from their Bandcamp page, halfearth.bandcamp.com. Michael, what'd you think about that?
I think this is also got to get the recommendation. That was amazing, too.
Yes, sir. These guys kind of remind me of like 90s era Helmet and Undertow era Tool. Just, yeah. It's got that sound. It's got that vibe.
That was amazing.
Good stuff. All right. Our final track on this segment comes from a progressive rock band out of Christchurch, New Zealand. This is Elidi with their song Aetos. And once again, that was Elidi with their song Aetos. You can purchase their music from their Bandcamp page, elidi.bandcamp.com. Michael, what'd you think about that one?
This guy gets another recommendation. All recommendation this week.
That was another outstanding song. I heard that and I was like, whoa. I reached out to those guys immediately after I heard that the first time. Michael gets a thumbs up, or gives a thumbs up to all three today. I love it.
3 times 1 multiplied.
Michael, do you have anything else for this segment before we get ready to move on?
Nope.
All right, well, we want to thank all 3 of the bands that we featured on The Art of Discovery this week. We very much appreciate you allowing us to play some of your music on our show. If you would like to have some of your music played on our show, please feel free to reach out to us. You can contact us on any of our social media accounts, or you can email us at lightmovepod@gmail.com. If we like what we hear, we'll get back with you and try to work out some arrangements for us to feature some music on the show. All right, Michael, now we're going to move into our main topic. This is breaking down Skid Row's 1989 debut release, Skid Row. A little bit of What's that?
I said subtitle.
A little bit of background on this. This record was released on January 24th, 1989 by Atlantic Records. The album was recorded in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin with producer Michael Wagoner and received mixed reviews upon its release. The album peaked at number 6 on the Billboard 200 and was certified 5 times platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America in 1995 for shipping 5 million copies in the United States. The album's commercial and critical success made Skid Row a regular feature in rock magazines and brought the group nationwide popularity. In 2022, Loudwire placed the album at number 4 on their list of the top 30 hair metal albums, saying Skid Row were decidedly more edgy than other hair metal bands of the decade, focusing more on razor-sharp riffs than razor-slashed stage wear. The lineup for Skid Row on this record is Sebastian Bach on lead vocals, Dave Sabo and Scotty Hill on guitar and backing vocals, Rachel Bolan on bass and backing vocals, and Rob Affuso on drums and percussion. All right, with a little bit of background out of the way, we'll get into our track-by-track analysis. The record opens up with track number 1. This is Big Guns. Michael, what do you have on this?
I like the vocals and the guitar work on this song, and there are some high notes hitting on this song.
For me, big guitars, a solid bass line, thundering drums, the sounds of Sebastian Bach's huge vocals. We get a great introduction to Skid Row on this one. I really enjoy the guitar work from Sabo and Hill. There's a really good guitar solo around the midway point. Like many of the songs from this era of music, this song lyrically deals with a man crushing on an attractive woman. There's definitely some not-so-subtle innuendo. It's a great way to open the album. Michael, out of curiosity, did you happen to catch what this song seemed to be about? You don't have to actually go into detail. I'm just curious if you caught it.
No, I didn't really catch it until you told me earlier.
What'd you think of the guitar work on this?
It was amazing.
Right? Sabo and Hill are all kinds of kicking ass on this. Out of curiosity, what did you think of Sebastian's vocals the first time you heard her?
I said they're amazing.
I know you said that you hit some highs on here, but you didn't really say anything else.
I did. I swear I did.
Nope, all I got was there's amazing highs on this, and that's all I caught.
I am the most unoriginal person on God's green earth. His vocals are just amazing. Yeah. I say they can kind of rival Spencer's.
Right? he's got this crazy range.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some really solid control, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very impressed with it, always.
Yes.
Michael, do you have anything else on Big Guns?
No.
Okay. So we'll move on to track number 2. This is Sweet Little Sister. Michael, what do you have on this one?
This track has me very confused. uh,
Understandably so.
I like the drum work and guitar work on this song. Also, like the high notes, they're just amazing. Also, love his vocals on this song. All around amazing song, except for this song is most confusing to me to figure out. Like half of this record.
So for me, this one is a bit more up-tempo. In fact, it sort of reminds me a bit of Motley Crue's Kickstart My Heart. You've probably never heard that song before, but it's probably my personal favorite Motley Crue song. Bach delivers the vocals in the verses really quickly. It's pretty impressive that he doesn't get tongue-tied.
Tongue-tied.
I again really enjoy the guitar work from Sabo and Hill. Drummer Rob Affuso brings the thunder. Lyrically, this seems to be about a guy who has a little sister that acts sweet and innocent to her parents, but has a whole different side to her when away from them. It's again laden with a lot of heavy innuendo. There is a piece of lyrical content that I won't repeat that just seems unnecessary around like the 4th verse. It definitely wouldn't fly in today's culture. However, on the whole, this song is a fun listen, up-tempo and really catchy.
I think it's the other way around for mine, sister.
Everybody knows she's rotten. Anything else on this one, Michael?
Nope.
Okay. We'll move along to track number 3. This is Can't Stand the Heartache. Michael, what do you have on this one?
I like the vocals on this song. The opening to this song is iconic. I like the guitar work and the high notes hit on this song. And the high notes are just out of this world on this song.
Yeah, this one opens up in a unique way for this album with the a cappella singing of the title of the song. Bach's vocals are so good on this. He gets to show different parts of his range. He's got such a natural gift for singing. Lyrically, this song seems to be about getting strung along, getting left on the hook and pulled along by the person you're infatuated with. They're not really committing to you. They want your time and attention, but they don't want to devote themselves to you. If you've ever been there before, you know exactly how this feels. Musically, it's kind of a bluesy hard rocker. There's a killer guitar solo towards the final minute of the song. It's a pretty good tune. Michael, what else do you have on Can't Stand the Heartache?
Just certified classic, in my opinion.
Like this one a lot, huh?
Yes.
Awesome.
I think this is either my favorite or one of my favorites on this album.
Wow. I'm kind of surprised. We'll get to that here in a bit.
Why?
Well, because there's a lot of really good songs still to come on this record, so I am surprised that this one comes as your favorite.
I like this song.
Fair enough. All right, so we'll move on to track number 4. This is Piece of Me. Michael, what do you have on this one?
I like the funky opening to this song. Also, I like the vocals and guitar work on this song, and the drum work are just amazing.
Yeah, that opening you were referencing there is just this killer bass line from Rachel Bolan. It's just, yeah, it's funky. And all of that comes in before the rest of the band joins in. Yeah. The bass line really carries this one. Lyrically, this one is laden with sexual innuendo. A man is out looking for his next hookup. My favorite part of this song is definitely that bass line. For me, it's kind of a grungy dud of a song, though. They can't all be winners, right? Michael, what else do you have on Piece of Me?
I do not have anything else.
Okay, so we will move on to track number 5. This is 18 in Life. Michael, what do you have on this?
With a little quick fun fact, this is one of their most popular songs.
You were absolutely right about that.
I like the vocals on the song. Also, I like the different kind of opening to the song. It's kind of way different.
Kind of
Also,
mellow.
yeah. I also like the drums and guitar work on the song. They're just playing out amazing.
Yes. Completely agree. This was released as the second single from this record and was the band's biggest hit. It reached number 4 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and number 11 on the Billboard Album Rock Track charts. Musically, it's a power ballad, and it's so easy to see why it was so popular. Bach's vocal melodies are hooky. I find myself singing along every time I hear this. I love lines like, he walked the streets a soldier and he fought the world alone, or you can't think of dying when the bottle's your best friend. Lyrically, the song is about a young man named Ricky who struggles to get by and winds up doing something really bad. The guitar work on this song is fantastic. There's a great bluesy guitar solo around the midway point. Bolan's bass line on this song is so good. Bach gets to show off his vocal power on this. Absolutely outstanding song. Certified classic.
Agreed.
Out of curiosity, Michael, I know you like to take a look at the rankings on Spotify. How does Spotify have this song?
Honestly, I did not look. I can look now. Okay. Number 1 is 18 in Life at 340 million listens.
I figured as much.
Then next, I Remember You.
So let's not don't give the number yet. We'll get to that when we get to the song, okay?
Am I allowed to say the ranking at least?
Yeah, you can say the ranking.
I Remember You at number 2, and then You've Gone Wild at number 3.
Those are the 3 songs that I figured would be at the top of the list.
And then Big Guns at number 9 at 15 million. I had to click see more to see that. Here, I'll just keep it pulled up. So, Sweet Little Sister is at 13 million. Can't Stand the Heartache is 5 million. I'm disappointed.
Steep fall off there.
Yeah. And then Piece of Me at 10 million, then 340 million. Just out of nowhere. You got some low numbers and then 340 million.
All right. Michael, do you have anything else on 18 in Life?
No.
I remember that song just being heavily played on the radio. I remember seeing the video for the song on MTV frequently back when, MTV actually showed music videos.
What do they do now?
Nothing.
Nothing?
They play nothing but awful reality TV shows. So it shouldn't even be allowed to be called MTV anymore. There's nothing music related to it anymore. All right, I'll get off my soapbox now. Moving on. We get to track number 6. This is Rattlesnake Shake. Michael, what do you got on this one?
I gotta be honest, this is really forgettable.
I couldn't agree more.
Honestly, I was about to just write down forgettable. And that was it.
Like I said previously, they can't all be winners, right? Yeah, I completely agree with you. Lyrically, this song seems to be about streetwalkers. Again, heavy with the innuendo. I really dislike the cringy lyrics. Bolan's bass work is, in my opinion, the best part of the song. The main guitar riff is okay, but nothing that is too memorable. Moving on. Did you have anything else?
No, I'm chuckling because I'm reading through your notes over here, and all I see is moving on ...
Yeah.
Not even asking me nothing. You're just like moving on. I do not care.
This song it's just not good.
I think we got an inside situation.
This might be worse than Inside. Inside was done intentionally as kind of a jokey song. This song is just cringe. Pure cringe. It's cringe even for the 80s, which is saying something. All right, so we'll move on to track number 7. This is Youth Gone Wild. Michael, what do you have on this one?
All right, so since I didn't give the number of listens earlier, the number of listens on You've Gone Wild, which is the third place song on Spotify on listens, is 137 million.
Boy, that's a big difference even between 18 and Life and that. That's like less than half.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I find it funny, once you get off this, like, top 3, from 137 million, the next song in 4th place is at 63 million, and then at 5th place is 38 million.
Yeah, it starts diving off real hard.
The number 4 and number 5 songs are In a Darkened Room and Monkey Business.
Yeah, neither of which are from this record.
Yeah.
All right, what you got on Youth Gone Wild?
I like the opening and the drum work on this song, and the guitar work, and the vocals are awesome too. The guitar work and drum work and vocals are just amazing on this record. There's not enough words to describe it.
Not enough superlatives in the English language.
Except for number 6. That can go. There's only 10 songs on this record now.
Michael's making an executive decision. Track number 6 is forthwith moved into file 13. Yeah, this was the first single released from the record. I have always felt like this song should have been the album opener. It absolutely opens on fire. Thunderous drums, a crunchy, gritty guitar riff. Bolan's bass line through the verses have a lot of funk to them. Bach's vocals have a grit to them. His screams fit so well with the theme of this song. Lyrically, it's not difficult to figure out what this one is about. It's about being a rebellious youth. It's catchy as hell. Another song that I love to sing along to. It absolutely goes hard as hell. Love this song. Michael, what else do you have on Youth Gone Wild?
So, backtrack one song. I meant to say how many plays number 6 has. Somehow, it's bigger than the better songs on the record.
How many listens?
5,184,922.
I'm just going to say the listeners to that are patently false. That is incorrect data. It's got to be bots. That song is so bad. I can't fathom. I just can't fathom.
At least Can't Stand the Heartache because it has a bit more at 5,648,000.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Now we move on to track number 8. This is Here I Am. Michael, what do you have on this?
Alright, so start out with the fun fact. This song has 5,641,000 listens.
And where does it rank?
Uh, Honestly, I couldn't tell you because
It
it's
is
not
unranked. Okay.
Yeah. Because it's not in the top 10.
Fair
I
enough.
read all of the top 10 songs that are on this album.
Okay. Fair enough.
I like this opening. It's just wild. And the vocals are so good. And the guitar and drum work is good, is great. There's not enough words.
Yeah. I love the way this song opens up. That guitar riff is so hooky. There's just a killer groove to this song. Lyrically, this again is about crushing on a woman. Definitely some heavy innuendo on this. Bach's vocals are almost playful in a way. Not as hooky as some of the other songs, but fun nonetheless. There's a great bass line on this song. I enjoy the double guitar solo on this as well. I especially like that in the mix, they have the guitars on separate channels. So if you're listening on headphones, you hear one guitar on the right side and the other on the left side. It's a really fun song. Michael, what else do you have on Here I Am?
Nothing.
All right, then. We will move on to track number 9. This is Making a Mess. Michael, what do you have on this?
I think you're gonna be disappointed.
Oh?
This song has 3,132,000.
Yeah, that's definitely disappointing. Come on, people.
Rattlesnake has more.
No.
By
Bots.
2 million.
Bots. I refuse to believe there's that many listeners to that song. Bots.
I had to. I had to break the news to you. Way better song than Rattlesnake. By far. The opening on this song is just awesome. And I like the vocals and drum work and guitar work. There's just blah. There you go.
That's it?
It's just amazing.
Blah, 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 blah?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one feels like there's a bit of punk influence to it. It's an up-tempo song, and it kicks ass. There's a fantastic guitar solo around the final third of the song. I have to give a big shout out to Rachel and Rob because they are killing it on the rhythm section. Bach's vocals are again delivered with a quick rhythm. He's got that punk grit to his voice. Lyrically, I think this song could be about a couple of things, but what I'm leaning towards is this is about trying to make your dreams come true, getting off your butt and putting in the work to get there. This definitely falls as one of my favorite songs on the record. It is a crime that there are less listens to this song than Rattlesnake Shake. It is a crime.
There's another song that has less, too.
It's a full-on level 4 felony.
I think you did show out.
You got anything else on Making a Mess?
Should definitely have more than Rattlesnake. Rattlesnake should just have a one listen.
So now we move on to track number 10. This is I Remember You. Michael, what do you have on this?
Alright, fun fact time. Trivia. How many listens do you think it has?
Less than 18 in life.
Take a guess. It's in the 200 millions.
Okay, so I would say around 250.
Close. 230 million.
Okay, that's respectable. And it's the second ranked song?
Yes.
Okay, makes sense. What you got on this?
The opening to the song with the acoustic is just amazing. and how the acoustic is implemented. Plus the drum and guitar like sprouts every few, every 10 or seconds or something. I find that really cool how they did that. This song's just amazing. This is either my favorite or second favorite song on the record.
Yeah, man. This is the third single released from the record, and what a single it is. The second power ballad on the record. It is my personal favorite. Why? Because we get treated to a phenomenal vocal performance from Sebastian Bach. Man, he is absolutely on fire on this song. He shows off his powerhouse vocal range. This song also features some of his best vocal hooks. How can you not sing along to that chorus? Remember yesterday, walking hand in hand. Love letters in the sand, I remember you. Through the sleepless nights, through every endless day, I'd want to hear you say, I remember you. How can you not sing along to that? Those lines are fantastic.
Hey, you're something like me, pulling out the lyrics.
I love the clean acoustic guitar work. In fact, the guitar work on this song is great all around. I remember you reached number 6 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and number 23 on the album Rock Tracks in 1990. This was the band's last top 10 hit.
Wow. That has to be. They must have
It's a
had
crime, right?
Yes. They must have committed some crime to music to not make another one.
I'm gonna break your heart later, so you'll
I'm
understand
scared.
what may have happened.
I'm scared.
Yeah, this song is outstanding. Every time I hear it, I sing along. I love this song. Michael, what else do you have on I Remember You?
The song's just amazing. I wholeheartedly recommend this song.
Yeah, I like 18 in Life really well. I think this is a better song than 18 in Life, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we move on to the final track on the record. This is Midnight/Tornado. Michael, what do you have on this?
This song has such a nice opening. Also, the vocals and drum work are just amazing. Plus, that guitar work. Oh, yes.
Yeah, man. I really dig the main guitar riff on this song. It's gritty and dirty. The drums and bass keep the song moving at a quick pace. The chorus begs you to sing along. Lyrically, this song is about a man who is looking for a hookup. Yes, it's another song that's heavy with innuendo. There's some damn good guitar work around the halfway point. I really love that guitar solo. The final minute of the track takes the music in a different direction. It's a slower tempo and sort of has a darker groove to it. It's a solid album closer. Michael, any final thoughts on Midnight Tornado?
Nope.
All right. So now we get into our album ratings on this review. Michael, let's get your final thoughts first.
This album's just amazing. I think I'm about to add this to my big Spotify list.
Yes! I love to hear that.
Except for number 6, it will be a 10-song adding. I will personally go into Spotify, add each one song, leave out song number 6.
Michael's going for the full petty way to handle that. You know, there's a much easier way. You just add the album and then you go into your playlist and delete the track.
No, I'm being petty. Other than Rattlesnake, this album's just amazing. I think I'm going to have to give this a 5 out of 5.
And Michael gives it a 5 out of 5. I love it.
So what will be the thing that breaks my heart?
All right, so getting into my final thoughts on this, it had been a really long time since I had listened to this album in its entirety. Listening to it again for the show was kind of like visiting an old friend. I love it when music makes me feel this way. There are things about the lyrics on some of these songs that make me cringe here and there. However, I try to keep things in perspective. The 80s hard rock and heavy metal scene was full of sexual innuendo. Obviously, that is no longer the state of the scene, but it does help to add this bit of context when listening to this album. With that said, the musicianship on this record is top-notch. Guitarists Dave Sabo and Scotty Hill absolutely shred on several of these songs. Rachel Bolan's bass work is really fantastic. At times, it even carries the songs. Rob Affuso's drums are solid throughout. At times, they are absolutely thunderous. Sebastian Bach is just a powerhouse on this album, effortlessly able to transition between cleans, gritty vocals, and ear-piercing screams. He's extremely charismatic and has a gift for melody. It's a shame that his ego and drug problems ultimately caused him to get booted from the band. This is, in my opinion, one of the quintessential heavy metal albums of the 80s and a must-listen. It's not without its flaws, but it still stands among the best of the era.
Song number 6, Rattlesnake.
Did you catch why I said I was going to break your heart?
Yes.
Bach did last, I think, 1 or 2 more albums before they ousted him ultimately, but still a shame. My rating on this record, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5.
I think I know why.
And that takes us to our question for the audience. What is your favorite track on Skid Row and why?
The self-titled track. Album.
All right, so now we will jump into our next segment. This is Can't Wait, new music coming soon.
Don't even.
As has become our tradition on this segment, I'm going to ask Michael if he's looking forward to anything that's coming out here, that's actually coming out here in the next week or two. Michael, what do you got?
Beep, 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 beep.
Morse code? Interesting.
Nothing.
Nothing. Nada for Michael. What a boring life you must live. Yeah, honestly, there's nothing that I saw personally on the horizon as far as new music coming out over the next couple of weeks that really piqued my interest. I'm sure something will end up popping up, maybe something that wasn't on my radar, but nothing that's currently on my radar. However, recently announced, I did see that on September 13th, Between the Buried and Me are releasing their new record, The Blue Nowhere. They released a single from it, and I really like the single. Looking forward to hearing the whole thing. And then on October 3rd, Orbit Culture is releasing their new record, Death Above Life. Looking forward to that one as well. Michael, I'm going to give you one more chance. Anything you're looking forward to at all?
I thought it was a wish list. Why do you even ask anymore? Just ask for a wish list at this point.
That's not what this segment is for.
I mean, it might as well be for me.
That's because you don't pay no attention.
My bad, I don't search up a band's name on Spotify.
You know the bands that you like. All you gotta do is do some searches, some web searches. It's all at your fingertips, bro. All right, we'll move on. We did not get any listener feedback, so we will move directly into our final segment for the episode. This is Michael's journey discovering a song from the past. And for this episode, we're getting Michael's thoughts on Crowded House's Don't Dream It's Over. We'll start out with a little background on the song. This was recorded for their 1986 self-titled debut studio album. The song was composed and written by New Zealand frontman Neil Finn and released in October 1986 as the fourth single from the album. Don't Dream It's Over became the band's biggest international hit, hitting number 2 on the US Billboard Hot 100 in April 1987. The song reached number 1 in Canada and in Finn's native New Zealand, while in Australia it peaked at number 8. In continental Europe, it reached number 6, in Norway, number 27, in the Netherlands, number 13, in West Germany, and number 25 in the United Kingdom. At the 1986 Countdown Australian Music Awards, the song was nominated for 3 awards, winning Best Video. In May 2001, the Australasian Performing Right Association ranked Don't Dream It's Over second on its list of the top 100 New Zealand songs of all time, and 7th on its list of the top 100 Australian songs of all time. In January 2018, as part of Triple M's Ozist 100, the most Australian songs of all time, Don't Dream It's Over was ranked number 65. And with that background out of the way, Michael, let's hear your thoughts.
So, fun fact, this is their most popular song on Spotify, with
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
865 million listens. Close to 1 billion.
That's outstanding numbers.
And then their number 2 goes to Weather With You at 262 million. I just wanted to point out the drop-off.
Big drop-off.
Yeah. The opening to this song is so chill. I like the drum work, like, in the song. Also, the vocals are great. I like the background vocals too. They're just amazing.
Did you like the lyrics to the song?
I didn't really catch the lyrics. Like, catch on to the lyrics.
Fair enough.
It
How
takes
many times did you listen to it?
like 5 times or a little bit more.
Okay.
I mean, I listen to it like normally right after the week of that we're recording the podcast, and then I normally listen to the like main subject of the podcast more than the actual Michael's Journey song.
Is that because the Michael's Journey song doesn't get the love it needs from you?
No. Honestly, I'm done displaying it to you.
Yeah, so for me, I love this song. I know I had heard it many times as a kid, but it didn't really hit home for me until I was a young adult. The song, which has a message of hope despite things going wrong, meant so much to me. Things got pretty messed up for a while in my family, and this song resonated so hard during that time period. When I hear this song now, it makes me smile and turn up the radio. I always find myself singing along. The lyrics in the chorus are so powerful. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come, to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. The way that vocalist Neil Finn delivers the lyrics is gorgeous. There's so much emotion and hope in the chorus. The vocal melody is instantly hooky and memorable. I love the clean guitar work on this song. It's a simple but effective melody. The organ adds a bit of a bluesy feel to this song. yeah, I don't know what else to say other than I absolutely love this song. It's one of my absolute favorite 80s pop songs.
Wow, high praise.
Yes, sir. Michael, let's get your rating out of 5 on this.
I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5. I really like this song.
5 out of 5 for Michael.
I want to hear your rating.
Well, I don't give ratings
I know
on this segment. But if I was going to give one, it's going to get a perfect score for me. I love this song. This ranked very high on my list of top pop songs from the 80s. It's easily like at number... It's got to be somewhere between 1 and 3 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Michael. Up next for you on your journey, you're going to check out War's song, Why Can't We Be Friends? It's kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? Band name is War, but they're asking, why can't we be friends?
I wonder why.
And for our main topic on our next episode, we will be discussing Steve Vai's 1993 release, Sex and Religion. Michael, first of all, Steve Vai is an amazing guitarist. I don't think you've ever heard of him before. You're going to love his guitar work. Number 2, this album features the debut of a singer that you like really, really well.
Yeah, no, we've covered. Me and you have talked about this record a couple of times. I haven't actually listened to it.
I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it.
I haven't actually listened to it, but I'm excited for it.
Awesome. Can't wait to get your thoughts. All right. With that said, we want to hear from you. We will read your emails and messages on the show. We have only one request. Keep them clean. There are several ways to contact us. You can email us at lightmovepod@gmail.com. You can also reach us on several social media platforms: Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads. Details on how to connect with us are in the show notes. We are part of the SPDM Crew Podcast Network. Check out all of the podcasts on the network by visiting spdmcrew.com.
If you like the show, subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting platform and share with your friends and family. We are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and a variety of other platforms. We are also on YouTube. Can't find us on your chosen platform? Shoot us a message and let us know. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This helps us be found on the algorithm. Make them good and we'll read them on the air. Are you in a band and you'd like for us to check you out and possibly drop a recommendation on the show? Shoot us a message. We'd love to check you out and give you a shout. We'd like to thank you very much to listening to the Leitmotif and Movement podcast.
Take care and enjoy music.
Yeah, I was struggling.
All right, Michael, on the count of 3. What's that?
I said I was struggling to say Leitmotif and Movement.
How long have we been doing this show?
I never said Leitmotif and Movement podcast. I don't say that every podcast. This is the first time I've said it.